President Donald Trump's 4 years in office have been a peak time for memes. His facial expressions and gestures have been turned into social media fodder by critics and supporters alike.
Bing bing bong bong bing bing bing.
Among critics, jabs about his relationship with wife Melania Trump have been all too common. Some observers have speculated she secretly dislikes her husband and might divorce him the first chance she gets once the Trump family leaves the White House in January 2021. For some, it seemed like their separation might be inevitable, with videos of Melania swatting Donald's hand away or Melania quickly turning a smile into a frown going viral. But one of Donald's former associates, who had years of first-hand knowledge regarding the president and his relationships, thinks differently. According to Michael Cohen, Donald Trump's former personal attorney, Melania Trump will likely stay with Donald after the two exit the Oval Office. When the Washington Post asked Cohen about the possibility of Melania seeking a divorce, the attorney replied, "I don't think Melania leaves Donald. She's very willingly complicit in his schemes and holds his beliefs as her own. Those two deserve each other." Cohen isn't the only one who thinks Melania will stand by her man. Others familiar with the First Family's relationship, like Stephanie Winston Wolkoff, a former friend of the First Lady, think Melania and Donald are made for each other. Wolkoff said, "It's part of the show. She's always been the quiet, he's been the loud. She's been the soft, he's been the hard. They play off one another. It's part of the relationship that makes it work." Others within Melania's close-knit circle have anonymously divulged that she shows no signs of divorcing her husband.
What's the worst thing you've had to read about yourself since you've been in the White House?
That I'm miserable in my marriage, that I'm out of touch. There are so many things.
These opinions seemingly run counter to the picture many had painted at the beginning of Donald Trump's presidency. At the time, there was often half-joking speculation that Melania was being held captive by President Trump and needed to be freed. So much so that Free Melania soon turned into a meme and viral hashtag. That line of thinking even made it to the streets, as protesters during the 2017 Women's March carried signs that read things like, "Melania, blink twice if you need help." Saturday Night Live certainly took some liberties with its interpretation of events, turning Melania into a princess trapped in Trump Tower. But that portrayal changed when the writers began to perceive Melania as being complicit in Donald's decision-making, according to SNL writer Julio Torres. Torres told Political Flair in 2019, "There was this shift. It wasn't funny anymore. We were like, oh, this poor lady, the American dream gone bad. And then she started talking and it was like, oh, you're not captive. You're making choices. There is agency. You're complicit. It's not the princess in the castle anymore." Melania's choice to stay married to Donald may come as a surprise to those who recall the many allegations of infidelity against the current president. Perhaps the most famous example involves Stephanie Clifford, commonly known as adult film actress Stormy Daniels. She revealed she had relations with Donald just a few months after his and Melania's son Barron was born, according to her interview with Anderson Cooper on 60 Minutes. Daniels said their encounter was a one-time thing, but that the two kept in touch in the subsequent years. And when Melania came up in the conversation, Daniels said, "I asked about his wife and child, and he brushed it aside, said, 'Oh yeah, you know, don't worry about that. We have separate rooms and stuff.'" A number of lawsuits between Daniels and Trump have followed, including one for defamation which was dismissed, The Guardian reports. Also during Donald's 2016 campaign, the then candidate was heavily criticized after the Washington Post obtained a previously unseen recording from an Access Hollywood interview where he could be heard saying,
"I don't even wait. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
Whatever you want.
Grab them by the
Since the release of that recording, at least 26 women have accused Trump of misconduct, according to Business Insider, with allegations dating back to the 1970s. Trump has dismissed the allegations. He said in a speech in October 2016,
Every woman lied when they came forward to hurt my campaign. Total fabrication.
Despite the scandals and accusations that have piled up over the years, whether Melania Trump chooses to stay with Donald remains a very personal decision, one that cannot be determined for sure by anyone, despite what speculators might say. If you or someone you know has been the victim of sexual assault, you can call the National Sexual Assault Hotline at 1-800-656-HOPE. That's 1-800-656-4673, or visit RAINN.org for additional resources.